Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to an analysis of blockchain champions. Today we're going to look again at the market status of crypto. And by market status of crypto, I usually mean Bitcoin. For me, still, Daddy Bitcoin is king and Mommy Ethereum is queen. So I always try to look at Bitcoin and Ethereum first before doing any other analysis of any other coins. And today I thought I would keep it as simple as possible. So again, we're looking at the Bitcoin chart on a daily time perspective. If we look back a little, here we see the March 2020 dip. And it looks all the way down here, it looks like it was nothing. Look at that, just a small little dip. But it's quite heavy if you zoom back into perspective, man. If we take this from this local high to the low, it was an actual drop of 65%. You said 65%? Didn't we do that before, or didn't we do that quite recently? Well, yes, we actually did do that quite recently. Well, not almost 65%, but 55%. So as you can see, these drops are nothing special. Unfortunately, on this chart, we don't have the 2017 top of Bitcoin, but I know exactly what it was. It was $19,600 and a little bit. And if you take that high to this low, it was an 84% correction. So if you get nervous by dips like these we have had last year twice, then I would say crypto is not for you. If you see this kind of volatility as opportunity, then you are at the right place, here at Blockchain Champions or here in the crypto sphere. So what are we looking at? We're looking at the daily, and I've drawn a very, very simple channel. And I've taken the tops, connected it, and I've taken the bottom and connected it 3 times. So with 5 touches of the outside, resistance and supports, to me this channel holds some value. And even if you look at the halfway level, I'd say you can see there has been some respect here as well. So that makes this chart actually simple and useful. So where are we now? Actually in the middle of nowhere. So what plans could you make from these charts? Well, very easy. If we hit the bottom, it's an opportunity for a long. Does that mean we cannot drop lower? Well, of course we can drop lower. Although historically we've never broken down below a previous high, which would be around $19,600. That would still be a very, very significant drop if we drop from the line here. We would be looking at another drop of 45%. Personally, I don't find it very likely, but it's always an option. Like before, I've said if we break this level, we come down, we test it as resistance, and volume increases on the drop, then we are headed down, most likely. For now, I would expect that we will hold this line once more. So it means we take a long from here. If you reach the middle, I would say it's a reasonable position to either take profits on your long from lower or pick up a small swing short. And of course, if we hit the top, I'd say very, very good time to take a lot of profit. So this is one simple channel to look at. Another one I like is volume profiles. I love volume profile. What is a volume profile? Volume profile shows us at the volume which has been traded at a certain level. So we have 2 high volume nodes and a reasonably high volume area. This is a high volume node around $57,000. This is the point of control, the highest volume node at around $47,500, and I would say this is a reasonable area of volume where we've traded below before during the March correction of last year. So what do we see here? Well, what happened recently is we broke down, we found support, not really on the value area low, but we found support here. We came back up, tested the point of control. We tried to break through. We didn't. We actually back tested it as resistance here, and we fell back down. So currently, Bitcoin is deciding on what it will do. We have some higher lows here, and we have some higher highs here. Of course, we've had lower highs this way, but if we keep it simple today, which we will, then there's something interesting to see here too. Here you have the opportunity to draw another channel. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. You could already have 4 times, or if we disregard this lowest one, three winning channels or 3 winning trades. Maybe even 4, but I think this trade, which is too hard to explain at this point, would have been very hard for beginning traders. So again, you would look at this channel and you say, well, if we touch this high volume node around 38,800, which we've actually already touched, it would be a nice position or a nice place to take a shorter time frame swing long. Let's see how many more trades this channel can give us. So let's remove this one. Now let's look at some other preferred tools I use. I've drawn some Fibonacci retracements. So the 55,000 area would be a very interesting level. Besides this latest or this later lower high would be significant level of resistance. Now, if we take some more data, we take the fixed range. Now let's say we do break out of this channel I showed before. Let's say we do break this channel down to the downside. Maybe we touch the middle, maybe we touch the top, but we break down. And let's say we do finally touch this value area low. This is how I try to come up with plans. So if we look at it like this, if we touch this value area low, if we bounce off it at around $31,000, you would see that this resistance would perfectly line up. So for me, it would be very, very, very interesting to either try and take a long of the $31,000 or a short of around $55,000. Of course, these ideas are very speculative, but this is the way how I like to trade. I like to make a plan long before we get to certain price levels, and then when I see the reaction of the charts, I take my trade or I don't. So for me, as I said before, patience is key. At this point where we currently are, is this place for a swing or for a swing trade? Well, it's hard to say. Like I said before, you could have taken the long at around $38,800. We've bounced up quite significantly. So yes, it would be a place for a swing long. If you would take it right here, you would have already missed, let's say, a few percent of the move. Let's say 3% of the move, you've missed it. If you would take a long here and you would put your invalidation below here, you would already miss 3%. If you then look at this channel, which we've just drawn, you look at another 3%. So it means you would already be 6% down on your trade without using any leverage. So I would say that this is a very dangerous place to take a long. Could you be right if you take a long or a short here? Yes, but at this point I am not confident in taking a trade here because we have not touched any key levels. So let's take some levels I drew last week which haven't changed. And what do we see here? More confluence. The weekly level I'd have drawn last week, which you could have seen, we perfectly tested a monthly level of support. Now that is interesting. I wish I would have seen it today, but I was working, so I did not take this trade myself. I did not plan this trade because if I trade big swing trades. I usually want to sit at my computer, and at my work I have no time to take trades. So that's another reason for me to trade, to only take trades when I'm at the computer, because I don't want to risk losing multiple percentages. Well, I think I've already got way too many lines on my chart, so I'm going to remove a few more. So, I'm keeping it clean today. This is the one I want to keep on. I would challenge everybody to look at my video from last week or the week before, where I've drawn this level. This is just an example to show you that TA can work magnificently if you have any idea what you're doing. So the trade was here. Now I would say you have to remain patient to either break this level to the low side to take a long, or backtest the POC or test the POC and see if we can break through it, or if we cannot break it again and fall back down below for a short. That's it for me for today from a technical analysis perspective. I hope you've learned something today, and I hope to see you next time.